Welcome back to another one. Hope all is well. Happy holidays to everybody. Um, Happy holidays. Thanksgiving is around the corner. I don't represent Thanksgiving like that, but I always take the time to spend time with the people you love, and it's like we celebrating another year around the sun, enjoying holidays together. Um, my thoughts are with those who we all have people that's no longer here to share the holidays with, and this time of the year is often hard for everybody. So my thoughts are with those because I have people that's no longer here, and I wish they were here for the holidays. But um, DJ Academics, he's calling people like Jim Jones, rapper Fabulous, Maino, and a few others. He's calling them senior citizens. I like that term, senior citizens. He said they're acting like He said they're acting like YNs. And if you don't know what YNs means, that means young ninjas or young people. So I want to find where he said that because I thought that was hilarious, and I want to explain it because I knew this day was going to come. I had said this a long time ago. Eventually, we're going to collide with the younger generation because our generation, we started a lot of the trends that the younger generation are doing today. Even when they're wearing the baggy pants again. We started all of those trends, wearing the Jordans and stuff like that. I mean, we started everything. Um, and I knew it was going to come a time where these rappers are going to reach their 50s. And we're not like the generations before us. We're not. We think differently. We embrace technology. There's a lot at our fingertips that we didn't have before. Um, there's a lot. There's a lot of trends that we set when we were younger, and let me see if I can find that. Yeah, there's a lot of trends that we set that that we're still doing today. Like we were the generation that started wearing the Timberland boots, and the younger generation is still wearing the Timberland boots, and they're probably like, "Damn, how is the older generation still dressed like us?" Because we're comfortable wearing that. We're not going to change who we are, just because you guys don't think it look right. But let me see if I can find that because that was kind of funny to how he said it. But we're not going to change our dress code and stuff like that. I knew it was just going to come a time and place where um, it was going to be that way. Let me see. Now I can't find it. The way he said it, I can't find it. But he was just pretty much saying that Jim Jones and them, the way they're dressing, they're acting like senior citizens. But it's always been that way, bro. We're not we that we're senior citizens. Excuse me, not that we're senior citizens. It's just that we just dress a certain way. So I can't find the audio right now, but I thought it was hilarious. He called them senior citizens. Yo, that's hilarious. But like he was talking about Fabulous. He looked up Fabulous age. Fabulous is 48. And let me just say this. I embrace my age. I don't care. I embrace that I made it this far because a lot of people didn't make it this far. They died prematurely for many reasons. Health reasons, unforeseen circumstances, of course, murders. Some people are locked up in prison. And congratulations if you made it to my age. Congratulations. I hope you make it to an old age. That's the goal, to enjoy life. You're never too old to do anything. You're never too old to redefine yourself. And as long as you're comfortable the way you're dressing, so be it. But we started these trends. We started the Jordans, um, the Gucci shoes that they wear. We started all of that. All the trends started with my generation. And I would say my generation, because the older people in my generation, damn, the older people in Generation X got to be in their late 50s or close to 60. They have to be. And they're gonna still dress the same way. Now we can get our grown man on and get clean too. But as far as like rocking the Timberland boots, um, that's a fixture for me. You know, Timbs and Jordans and Air Force Ones. I heard people calling Air Force Ones dad shoes. Nah, that's not right and exact. Those are not dad shoes. Those are that's just like something that would never go out of style, especially if you got a crispy pair, because you know that crispy pair ain't gonna last us for so long. But nowadays, people are wearing Air Force Ones until they're broken in the ground and they're making it look cool. But that's why I like the black ones. Some people say if you wear the black ones, those are the shiesty ones. Nah, man, the black ones last longer. You know what I'm saying? But I knew it was gonna come a time where we're all gonna get in our 50s and they're gonna collide with us because we still dressing the same. I mean, how are we supposed to dress? We're not like a typical 50-year-olds. We're not typical 50-year-olds that you saw in the 1960s and 70s. It's a whole different type of time, whole different day and age, man. We're just not like that. We don't dress like that. We embrace who we are, and that's just what it is. So as long as you comfortable within your skin, as far as fashion wise, that's all it is. Some people are comfortable wearing skirts. I'm not wearing no skirt. I'm not wearing no tight jeans. I'm not wearing no skirts. I still wear my Levi 501s. I got them on right now, all black. Well, these are the fade. These are the weather ones. But I love my Levi's 501s, and I'm going to continue to rock my Levi 501s until I can't rock them no more. I'm going to be 70 years old rocking Levi 501s, bro. I promise you this. And Tim's, I promise you. I mean, that's just the way it is. That's our style. But styles repeat itself, right? Styles repeat itself, and they're doing nothing under the sun. They're doing nothing that hasn't been done before. You know, the baggy pants that they're wearing, we've been wearing those. And in fact, people made fun of us when we wore our pants baggy. And then it was a time where people was wearing tighties, them tight jeans. They still wearing them. I don't wear them. And I just rock with what makes me comfortable, and that's it. You don't live for nobody else. You just rock with how you rock. And that's it. And but the funny thing is a lot of these people, their fathers are like me. Their fathers their fathers dress like, like how I would dress. And that's just how it's gonna get down. I knew it was gonna collide. But that's just the way it is, man. Some people, some people like to dress with suits every day, and there's a whole new trend now where the guys are wearing quarter zips. That's not a new trend. We've been doing that. We've been wearing polo quarter zips and Tommy Hilfiger quarter zips and different quarter zips. That's not a new trend. It's just that trends repeat itself. But now it's like people say, well, I'm wearing quarter zips now and stuff like that. You can wear the quarter zips. I'm still going to wear my hoodies and my Levi 501s, man. I don't care how other people dress. I don't care what other people do. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Like that. So I would say, like, in social media, you have a lot of people trying to control how people think on social media. That's why you got to be careful. You got to be careful when people get on the camera and try to tell you how to live your life. That's a red flag. I would never do that. I would never come on and say, well, you should do this. The only thing I will say you should do is do what you feel is comfortable. That's pretty much it. If they're going to call us senior citizens, I'm going to tell you something, man. A lot of the women my age, they look better than these young women. They do. And they're natural. They don't have to wear, they don't have to go get their ass done and stuff like that, because quite naturally, I don't like that. People is getting, do you though? If you want to go get your butt done and your butt don't match your legs, you looking like a horse. If that's what you want to do, then if that makes you comfortable, then do it. But me personally, I like a natural woman. I do. I like a natural woman. I like a natural woman that still look good when she wake up in the morning. Don't even need makeup. That's what I look for. And a lot of these older women look better than these young ones. They do. They do. They look better, yo. And that's just what it is. They do. You know what I'm saying? Fabolous, Maino, and all of them. A lot of these young people, they looking older than them. A lot of these young dudes are looking older than these cats. And these cats in their 50s. Maino like 54, 52, 54. Jay-Z like 55, whatever the case is. But they still hold more swag than some of these younger people, man, because of the stuff you smoking. You know what I'm saying? The stuff you smoking is making you look old as fuck, yo. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't be looking my age at 20 years old. You shouldn't. You shouldn't be looking my age at 20 years old, bro. You shouldn't. And yeah, man, it's just now some of the things that the rappers do, I do question at 50 some years old, you know, like it's one way to dress a certain way, but when you trying to act a certain way, then you know what I'm saying, I laugh at that one. Like I act my age. Because I have lived long enough to gain a certain amount of experience. And a certain amount of experience come wisdom. It's supposed to be. It's supposed to come wisdom. You know what I'm saying? So I embrace my wisdom, you know what I mean? I don't act how I acted in my 20s, of course. I'm not trying to be out here competing with these, what they call YNs. And they don't even understand calling themselves YNs is actually making fun of them. You know what I'm saying? Why you got to be a young ninja? Why you got to be that? Why you embracing being a young ninja? Why can't you be a young man? You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, when I see people my age acting, you know, still trying to be outside and talking about they outside and stuff like that, yeah, I question that a little bit. But other than that, they can do them if that's the way they want to act. You know what I'm saying? But some of them is stuck in their second childhood. It's just, you know, the mind is a very complex thing. The mind, because you can mold your mind how you want to mold your mind, and I can't really knock you for how you live in your life. There's some people, they're in their second childhood for whatever reason. I think they be calling it a midlife crisis. I haven't had one because I like being older. I do. I like being older because I got a lot of wisdom, and that wisdom has kept me alive. And I know a lot about different things, even when it comes to relationships. And I feel like I have an advantage because I know certain things, you know, and I don't give it out unless people ask for it. If you ask for advice, I'll give it to you, but I don't give it out. I don't give out advice like that because you know why? Because some people don't want your advice. Because some people got to learn on their own. You live in life just like the next person. They just got to live and learn, man. But that's funny he called them senior citizens because you know the funny thing is he made fun of Jim Jones and Maino and Fabolous. But if I didn't know any of them, I would think DJ Akademiks is their age. I would think that's how he looks. He looks older. He looks older, and he's not supposed to, that's because he's been drinking a lot. That's because he's been drinking like a fish. You know what I'm saying? That hard alcohol, and he look old as fuck. He's not supposed to be looking my age. He's supposed to be looking mad younger, but a lot of it has to do with genetics too, on how people look. You know what I'm saying? But he looks mad old though. And a lot of people's age be looking mad old from what they smoking and shit and all that. You know what I'm saying? You know what they say, what you do in your 20s affects your 30s, what you do in your 20s and 30s affects your 40s. That's true. Because things compound over time. And when you get older, you start to feel them bumps and bruises. Trust me, I know. You start to feel them, man. You start to embrace chilling in bed at 8 o'clock. You start to embrace that. That's crazy. You start to embrace your naps. But one thing that I embrace as I get older, I embrace my time. You know what I'm saying? I did, you know, I was just having a conversation on my other platform. I was talking about this guy. He was complaining to this board that he's been working at this company for 40 plus years, and he only making $20 an hour. And I believe he got laid off or something. He's complaining that new people coming to his job making more than him. That's kind of his fault. It's kind of his fault for staying there for so long and not building something for himself. With technology now, it's kind of easier to build stuff for yourself with technology. Technology wasn't like that when we were coming up in the 80s. Some of us had to work, until technology caught up. Once technology caught up, I wasn't working for nobody no more. That's just the bottom line. I just wasn't. I retired myself 3 years ago. I wasn't doing it no more. My time is more valuable than sitting in somebody's office. That's just how personally I think. Now, if you're working in an office, there's nothing wrong with that. You might be making a lot of money. I wouldn't say give that up. You can do something on the side, but don't give your hustle up, because I call a job a hustle anyway. But I just got tired of the office thing, man, because I respect my time more now. I value my time these days more so than ever before, because you're never gonna get that time back, and you're never gonna get that time where you could have shared with your loved ones back. You're never gonna get that, and that's what they took away from me. I allowed them to take it away, but nowadays it's really easy to make money on your own and money in your sleep. It's so many ways. You could get on Chat GPT and it'll teach you how to trade stocks. It'll teach you that. So it's a lot of things that at your disposal that I wish they had in the 90s. If they had that in the 90s, I would have stopped working a long time ago. A long time ago, bro. I would have been stopped working. But it's not wrong with working. I'm just speaking just from my own personal experience. For me, it just wasn't worth it. It just wasn't worth it for me, man. But you always gonna have to work for somebody though. Even when you're working for yourself, you got customers. You're working for your customers, so you're gonna work harder anyway. I work harder more so now than I ever did before. But nobody ain't gonna tell me when to take days off. Sometimes I don't know the difference between Saturday and Monday. Sometimes, because I got my days back to me. My days are back. You know what I'm saying? That's worth more than money. But do you though? Do you? Because everything is getting replaced by robots pretty soon. Even nurses and doctors are getting. I think that's almost a good thing, because when my loved one was in the hospital, these nurses was off the hook, man. I had to literally beg them to help my loved one. And I said, you know what I said to them? Y'all about to get replaced anyway, and I can't wait. And I think that'll be a good thing, because the quality of health care might go up if the AI does it, because humans, they lost their way. They don't care. When it comes to older people, they don't care, bro. They don't. They don't care. I thought it was about to be an accident. They don't care when it comes to older people. So I hope they don't complain when the computers take over. You know what I'm saying? So, which it is, eventually it's going to take over. But anyway, if you are an older gentleman such as myself, embrace your age, man. That don't mean that you got to start wearing corduroys and shit and dress shoes. That don't mean that. Looking like an old man. You don't have to do dress. Stay dressed how you was back in the day if it's comfortable. Still do that, man. You know? But some of these people, they looking broke as fuck, bro. It's because of that smoking and all that drinking. You know what I'm saying? So, and the drugs and everything else they taking. So embrace it. If you say you 57, embrace that you 57. Everybody can't make it to 57. Embrace that you 57. That means you've been 57 times around the sun. That means you gained some type of experience. And then, we always continue to gain experience every single day. We're still gaining experience every single day, learning stuff we haven't learned before. Man, I learned something 2 years ago that I'm like, how come I didn't know this? Years ago, it was something about business. I learned something 2 years ago. I learned that Well, I knew it, but I never applied it. But you know, obviously, nothing's supposed to be in your name. Nothing. No bank accounts. No nothing. And you get a lot of blessings for that, for having a business set up. You have a lot of blessings like set up. Nothing is in my name. My car is not even in my name. Not even my car. If you research me, I ain't got zero in the bank. Zero. Zero. Zilch. Maybe $20. Maybe, let me see, maybe $20 to pay my net. No, maybe $50. Everything else is you know, the crazy thing is, I didn't know this a long time ago. I mean, I knew, you know how you hear stuff, but you never apply it? I've heard it before, but I never applied the shit. And I got mad with myself that I wasn't doing this all along, because you get so many tax breaks. You be claiming losses left and right if you buy a bunch of shit. You could claim all types of losses. You buy new computer equipment for the business, clothes for the business, because you got to wear clothes to get in front of the camera. I didn't know you could write. I didn't realize I could write all that stuff off back in the day. I was sleeping or something. Like, I was so busy. Like, I was so busy with the W-2 stuff. But when you get those 1099s, I actually, let me tell you why. Let me tell you why you learn really quickly. Because when you get that 1099 form, when you get that 1099 form and you got to pay your taxes, you're like, wait a minute. Damn. I owe how much? But then it said, well, do you have anything? Do you have receipts? Do you have anything that you purchased throughout the year? I was like, yeah, I do. And then, like, for example, if you're a content creator, right? You're a content creator. That means if you made some type of money content creating, you get a 1099 form, right? So I found out that if let's say if you use your phone 75% of the time to make content as opposed to personal, you can write 75% of your bill off that you paid for the year. 75% off that phone bill. So what if you have two phones? You can write 75% off if you use both those phones for business. You know what I also didn't know? There are advantages for buying a Mercedes truck. Go look. That's why people be buying them. It's a tax benefit to it, and all types of stuff, man. And say if you set up a trust, and you get $1 million life insurance policy and the trust owns it, man, I don't even want to go no further with that. Because now you have a trust worth over, I ain't going to go into that. I'm not going to go into all that. But go Google it. And you know, the thing is, they didn't tell us nothing like this in school, y'all. What the fuck, yo? I feel like I need to sue the school for miseducating us. They taught us some stuff. I mean, yeah, they taught us some stuff that probably matter. Your ABCs and 1, 2, 3s, and 1 + 1 is 2, and your division, so that you know that they won't be robbing you at the store when they give you your money back. But still, I didn't know that stuff, man. But like, I did know it, but I wasn't applying it. Like, way back in the day. There's advantages, dog. Like, it's advantages. Even, and I used to see these people like have cargo trucks, and they used to haul scrap metal in their cargo truck. You get money that way, because I got a cargo truck, even though it got crashed. And that's another story. You know, I'm not in Virginia, and my van got crashed. And we were using that to do different things, you know, medical delivery, and I don't know how that happened. But it's not crashed to the point you can't drive it though. But we ended up getting another one. That's unbelievable. We paid that off too. You know, it's always when you pay something off, always something else come up. Now, like, it was a piece of van though. Don't get me wrong. That van seen better days. Don't get me wrong. If you see it, you'll think that's a van that we going to kidnap people in. If you see it. You be like, man, what y'all doing with this van? Shit, you can haul stuff in that stuff, man. Get paid. Write stuff off. But they don't want, I guess they didn't tell us this stuff because you got to find out on your own. They can't tell you everything in school. But it's the people that got the businesses are the ones that's winning. They the ones that's writing stuff off. But the tax code changes every year, though. It changes every year, especially when a new president comes in. You always got to be researching the tax codes because it always change. That's the only suck part. Because if you're doing your own taxes, you got to research all that stuff, and you could be researching all that stuff for a whole month before you even file your taxes. But that's what ChatGPT, like that stuff, it helped out a lot with researching the latest tax codes. But yeah, man, they didn't tell us. You know, I guess you ain't supposed to learn all this stuff in school, because primarily, you know what schools were for back in the day? Schools were primarily just to learn how to read just enough to read the Bible. Did you know that? That was the primary objective of school. Just to read just enough so you can understand that Bible so they can control your damn mind. Thou shalt obey. Obey. Or you going to the pits of hellfire. You going to the pits of hellfire. That's so we wouldn't rebel. That's why they did that. They had to control us some way because they ain't have enough people to watch us. If we rebelled, they would have got their ass kicked back in the day. But they got to have something. You know? But it's crazy how, you know, it's like that stuff you got to learn on your own. You really do. You got to learn on your own, do trial and error. You could buy a course and all that, but them courses is bullshit. I want to show you. Anytime somebody got a course and want to show you something, they not doing it. They not doing it. This dude, I know somebody spent, guys, recently, I know somebody spent, how much they spent? They spent $12,000 on a course. And I didn't say anything, but the person that actually is running the course, I know that he was in the crypto space a long time ago. And people started complaining that they lost all their money. And he told them, well, I gathered the information to give to you. He gathered the information. He wasn't really doing it. And that's the same guy that's running this new course. The dude paid $12,000 for. I said, he gonna be sorry. Well, hopefully he write it off in his taxes because he owns a business. So what he'll do is the course that he paid for, he can write that off in his taxes. So that it's not a fail. Maybe he did that just so that he can use that at the end of the year for his taxes. I think that's why. You know, because it's not because he can write that course off. Like I paid $12,000 for a course to better my business, to better my knowledge in my business. So yeah, he can write that off. I forgot. He's lucky though. He's lucky because that course ain't shit. It's not. The course ain't shit. Then you got other people. I can help you increase your credit score. I could do this. Oh my God. No, it's easy to increase your credit score. Pay your shit off. Pay your shit down. When you pay it down, you increase your credit score. Then you get any car you want. I don't like leasing though, but when you have a business, it's okay to lease the car depending on what you're doing with the car. The only problem is though, when you like, I was going to do that with the van, but we put so many miles on it. So leasing wasn't going to work. Leasing was not going to work. It wasn't going to work. But yeah, man, your friend is 1099, you're an independent contractor. I know some people laugh at Lyft and Uber drivers, right? Oh, you're just a Lyft and you're an Uber driver. They get 1099 for them though. They can write every motherfucking thing. Did you know they can write their car note off? Did you know that? They can write their car note off as a loss because they got to pay that car note for that car to work to deliver people, right? You need a car to deliver people, right? So that's a business expense. They write it off. They can write their clothes off. All the clothes you buy, you can write it off because you can't be naked in the car. Let's say you stop for a little bit and go get some lunch. You better save your receipt and then write it down. I have like a little ledger. I write it down, the date and everything and the time. So all those meals I get back. Bullshit. I'll be making up meals. Let me just go to Starbucks and get something. Go to Starbucks and then write it down when you get home. And then put the receipt in a box. Put the receipt in a box and label it. Label the box. They don't teach us none of this shit in school. And I'm mad about it. But I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't be, because they now, what school teaching it? I mean, they only gonna teach the bare minimum. So I was mad as fuck. Mad. Let me say this. You know Floyd Mayweather? You know why he be buying all this shit? Because he has to. You know, like buying all this and the jewelry and the cars. He be leasing those cars. He get new cars every year. Some of them he keep. The antique ones he keep, but he had them people pick them cars up every year and go get some more, because that helps. He has to spend money to get some of that to lower his burden every year. You know what I'm saying? Especially like my boy, he had just sold his house. He had to hurry up and get another one. He had a certain time frame. I don't know what you call it. Somebody in here know what I'm talking about. There's a certain time frame where you have to go get another house, an upgrade, to where it lowers your taxes. You don't have to pay the taxes on it or something like that on the money you got. So he move out and go get another house. He'd be doing it like that. But then the only problem is, in his little area, the market ain't too right. Ain't too many people buying like that. That's the problem. And the market is kind of inflated because out in Virginia, so many people are moving there that the houses never went down. They went up, actually, after 2020. They went up. You thought they were going to go down. Nope. People started moving there. So many people, plates from New Jersey and New York is there. It's crazy. There's like a shift going on. You see a lot of people moving south, and a lot of foreigners are coming here. It's always been foreigners in this area, though. It's always been that way. It's always been a mixed community, you know, like that. But I'm talking about all over the northern part of New Jersey. That's why I honestly believe that's why they're trying to cut down this immigration. And you know, Thailand also changed their immigration. Because before, when you go to Thailand, you could do a border run. After 6 months, you can just go over the border for a certain amount of hours and come back and get an extension. It's a 6-month extension. They stopped that. They're gonna stop doing that. They kicking people out of their country. They're doing a lot with immigration there. In Thailand, I'm gonna tell you something. Them Indians taking over, bro. It's a lot of Indians in Thailand. And I think they're mad about it and they're trying to fix it. Yeah. It's crazy. It's immigration. A lot of people having problems with their little immigration around the world. Shit. I mean, it's inevitable that things are going to change. The landscape and the way that people look and stuff is just going to change. This evolution is going to change. So, but once I'm done, my little existence on this earth will be done. It'll be like a chapter closed and buried. It's really how life is, man. That's why you can't worry about what people think about you. You know, I joke with the people that be commenting in the chat. Sometimes they be trolling me and stuff. I could care less they trolling me. I'm being honest with you. I don't lose no sleep over that. I could care less what they saying about me. You know what I'm saying? I could care less. I don't like the spamming though, but I could care less what they say about me. Because it don't really matter anyway. If you let people say stuff to you that really bother you, lose sleep over, you don't lost. You don't need to be doing content creating. I just tell you that right now. If you're sitting up here mad, you can't do content creating, because this girl started crying. What's her name? She used to be interviewing the celebrities, and she has a dry sense of humor. Yeah, thank you for and matter of fact, make sure you ban them. Make sure you ban them. I don't like the spam, and he trying to spam. Like that word bothers us. That word don't bother us no more. No, don't ban them. Hold on 1 second. I don't think you banned them. Hold on. Let me see. Hold on 1 second. Oh yeah, you did. You did hide them. Yeah, just hide them. The spamming don't bother me. I mean, it don't bother me either. Just block them. Just block them. Like when people say and stuff. Let me tell you something. I wouldn't be a content creator if I let what y'all say bother me. This allow me to make money in my sleep. Any content creator could tell you, you get the right video. Oh yeah. All you need is the right video. You don't know when it's coming. Sometimes there's no rhyme or reason. Sometimes you get the right video, you good for a little bit. You see what I'm saying? You get the right video, you making money in your sleep. So who cares what people are saying about you? You don't let. That means if you get discouraged, like that lady, what's her name, Bobby Altoff, whatever her name is. She made a video crying because they're saying she been ran through, and she crying about it because the guy's saying she been ran through and all that. Because she posted a video of her boyfriend, and she has a melanated boyfriend, and they saying that she don't been ran through and all that. And she's sitting up there crying. I said, well, you don't need to be no content creator then. If you sitting up there worried about comments, just stay out of the comments. Don't read them. Silence is very powerful. As long as you don't respond back to them. I like to respond to them because it's funny. They start trolling me in the comments, I start responding, but it's not that like I care. But if you responding because you're really hurt, you don't need to be doing this. You don't need to be in front of no camera. You don't need to, because it's rough business. But you have to not let it get to you. Because you don't know what these people look like behind the camera. You don't know. You don't know what they look like. You could be sitting there, dude could be sitting there in his underwear for like 5 days in his underwear, and you letting him get to you. And now he don't make his little day feel better because he don't got a rise out of you. I didn't watch it yet. Age of disclosure. You don't have to disclose much to people. You tell them what you want them to know. I know you didn't just call me R. Kelly. I know you didn't just call me R. Kelly. Y'all crazy. You didn't have to delete him for that. Hold on a second. Hold on. Hold on. Let me see something. Don't hide. Like, look, don't block people for block people for spamming. Those are the people we block. Block people for spamming, and if they get like downright disrespectful, I'm talking about grade A disrespectful. Calling me Red Fox and all that is not disrespect. Because I do look like Red Fox. When Red Fox was younger, I do look like him. Look, I do. I look like Red Fox. I do. When he was younger, I do. Go look at a younger picture of Red Fox. Go look at a younger, I'm talking about when he was in his 20s. I look like Red Fox. I look like we could be related. So when somebody call me Red Fox or they call me like they making fun of my eyes are far apart. As long as they're not spamming it, you don't have to worry about that. Because it's not bothering me. But if they're spamming, yeah, delete them. I'm not talking about deleting, hide them from the channel. If they're spamming, because I don't want everybody getting blocked. You know what I'm saying? Because that's hurting my views. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, just keep that in mind. Yeah, somebody's talking about my eyes, and you know, my looks and stuff. No, that's not. They just trying to get a rise out of me. But those people support every day. They be watching. But the spam I don't like though. The spam is crazy. What up? I'm ready for 3-Eye Atlas. December 19th. Oh, this other guy, I just forgot to tell you. He's called the Angry Astronaut. Check out his channel. He said that it appears that 3-Eye Atlas is headed to Jupiter. He said it appears that way. If you look at the trajectory, he said it'll get to Jupiter at the end of 2026. And when it reaches there, it's going to be close enough to the Earth where it can start orbiting Jupiter. He said it could start orbiting it, and he said that thing is he said it's on a mission. He said it's not a comet. He said that thing is on a mission because he said that it has an anti-gravitational tail. No, an anti-sunward tail. And how is that happening? How does it have a tail in the front? It has a tail in the front, not in the back. So he said that whoever sent it, they could be sending it to Jupiter to be a deflection device because something is coming towards us. He said, whoever they're preserving this planet because it could be a big asteroid. It is a big asteroid coming our way. It is. In a few years. He said that thing was sent on a mission because he said it did something to the sun and the sun reacted to it. And just imagine, let me see if I could illustrate something. So say if this is the asteroid, right? It's going this way. The sun is over here, right? Say the sun in this direction. There's supposed to be a tail going this way. The tail's supposed to be going that way, but the tail is going this way. So something is shooting something out. And guess what? The tail is going this way like millions of miles or some shit. It's something crazy. So that thing, and it's headed, he said, if you look at it, it's headed right towards Jupiter. And he said once it gets to Jupiter, it's going to be so close that it will it'll be unlocked from the gravitation of the sun, and it'll be in the gravitation of Jupiter's orbit, and it'll start orbiting Jupiter. And he said it could be a deflection device. It could be something. And he said whoever sent it know that it's something coming our way. It's jets. Yeah, it's jets being shot out in front of it. So he said, yeah, the magnetic, thank you. It'll be into the magnetic. Some people know it'll be into the magnetic pull of Jupiter to where he said, here's Jupiter, right? It'll start orbiting Jupiter. It'll become part of our solar system, it'll start orbiting it. And he said, if that's the case, he said it's on mission for something. He said NASA knows this. And whoever sent it, he said that it wasn't traveling for millions of years. It wasn't. They may have had technology in a certain way to it'll get here quicker. That's what he was saying. He said it's headed to Jupiter. That's where it's headed. And it'll be there at the end of 2026. So it's on course. It's not coming towards us. It's on course for something else. It has another purpose. Yeah, I know, what a holiday present for December 19th. But it's so far away from us, we're not going to probably be able to see it with the naked eye. But and also the core, they're trying to measure how big is the core. They're not sure. NASA's not sure either. They're not sure how big it is. It could be a satellite. Did you know there's a planet that's so far away from us, right, that it's in our future? This planet is it's like we would never be able to get there. We don't have the technology. Did you know they looked at the planet and there's satellites around the planet? All around the planet, satellites. Satellites around the planet. And that planet, they know it might have life there. It might, but we can't see it. But we can see the satellites, though. It's not moons, satellites. And they're calling it the super planet. It's like our planet, but it's bigger. But it's so many light years away from us, we'll never be able to get to it. Never. And I never forget what Neil deGrasse Tyson said. He said, because, you know, Neil is he's skeptical about a lot of stuff. I couldn't believe he said this because he didn't say this years ago. So they said, do you think there's life out there? He said, we already made calculations. He said, of course there is. He said, I'm talking about in our galaxy. He said, I'm not talking about no other galaxy. He said, I'm talking about this galaxy. He said, there's at least 100 different settlements. No, what do you call it? Not settlements. Colonies. He said, there's at least 100 different colonies with life on it here. That's what he said. And look like us. You said my voice low-key sounds like Neil deGrasse Tyson. But yeah, he said that. He said that we can't get to them. Oh, he said, look, he said, let me put this in perspective. So all of this is the universe, right? All around me. It's very vast. He said, see this right here? No, I don't want to make that. That's a damn Baphomet sign. Hold on. He said, see this? See how small this is? We're only seeing that much of the universe. That's all we can see, just that much. So what he said, if we're looking at just this much, what about over here? All over. He said, there's life out there. He said they more than likely can see us, but we can't see them. And he said some of them maybe not know we exist. They might not know we exist. But he said some of them, yes, they do know we exist. And he said that if they know we exist, they're friendly. He said because they would have done something to us already. And he said they're more advanced. He said especially if there's a human race that's more advanced than us, then they're friendly because they've already studied us. And he said they might be trying to help us. He said you just don't know. But he said that for sure that they're out there, for sure. He said there's signs of it too. But he said at some point, if they want, they'll pull up on us. If they're not already here. If they're not already here. Because there's certain parts of the ocean we've never been to. I can understand there's certain parts of the ocean we haven't seen under there. But there's certain parts on the surface we've never been to because they're afraid to go there. And then, I don't know, there was a pilot. I don't like getting into this because, you know, it goes out of the bounds of what we've been taught, out of the parameters of what we've been taught in school. But this airline pilot said that Earth is flat. That's what he said. He said it's a disc and it's endless. That's what this pilot said. He said it as a matter of factly too. And he said there's more land past Antarctica. There's more land and they know it. And there's people live there. This is like the Truman Show. It really is. It's like the Truman Show. They only teach us what they want us to know. And there's other people looking at us and we can't see them, but they're looking at us. But we can't see them. It's a Truman Show. And we can't escape it. He said we can't, this person said we can't escape it. We'll die off and go into another body. It's almost like Grand Theft Auto when you get killed. You go into another situation. It's crazy when he said that. Oh, and by the way, there's a moon out there. Did you know that we have 2 moons? But they call it a small moon. It's not really a moon. But it's been, we found it back in, we found it back in the 60s, I believe. But we just told everybody in the 90s that it's around. I didn't know that. I don't know where I was. And they didn't teach us that in class because I didn't know that. And it's orbiting us. It's small. But it serves a purpose for right now. It's not going to always orbit us, though. It's going to go away. But for right now, it's orbiting us, and it's there for a reason. And I want to know how come they didn't teach me that in school. Now they're trying to say the sun is not what it really is because somebody did a close-up on the sun and the sun don't look like how they taught us it look. It's crazy, bro. There's a small moon. There's a small moon that's orbiting us right now. They call it, they don't really, it's not really like technically a moon, but we call it that. But I didn't realize how fascinating Jupiter was. Did you know Jupiter, if we didn't have Jupiter, we'll be fucked. Because Jupiter, it takes a lot of asteroids in their gravitation and just crash on Jupiter, and it saves us. Jupiter is very important. Shout out to Jay, man. Jupiter. Jupiter, very important, yo. I'm like, how come I didn't learn this in school, bro? Maybe they didn't know. Maybe the teachers didn't know. Maybe they didn't know. You know, I feel like we wasted our money. They didn't, yeah, all that, you saw all the pulling, etc. Right. Jupiter's very important. I didn't realize it was that important. Well, to be fair, I wasn't into like astrophysics or astronomy or anything like that, so I didn't know. But I guess a lot of people did know. I just didn't know. That's not new information though. It's just that I didn't study it. And the only reason why I'm studying it now because I was into the 3-eye atlas thing. So in order for me to understand 3-eye atlas, I had to go back and figure out what is a comet, what is an asteroid, what makes an asteroid, what makes a comet, what makes an interstellar object, why does it travel fast as it does, why is it traveling retrograde to our planets. There's certain stuff I had to learn. I had to do the 101 stuff that people probably already know. Like, Max, I already know this shit. I know, but I didn't study it before. I didn't know the shit. I didn't know that the sun interact with things. I didn't know that. It like when the comet was like near perihelion, the sun was throwing stuff at it. And I didn't realize the sun could cause earthquakes. Like, I don't know what the fuck I was at in science class. I don't know what I was doing. But they didn't, I promise you they didn't teach us that. Because I would have like, damn, the sun be doing that? But no, some people did know that. See, if you're into astrophysics and you're into astrology and you're into, what's the other one? You're something scientist, you would know that. But I didn't know that. I didn't know the sun was doing all that. So I had to learn this stuff within a matter of a couple of months. I've been studying for about 3 months now. Because I wanted to know, like, okay, what makes an asteroid an asteroid? And then I knew about the asteroid belt. I knew about that. But I didn't realize how dangerous it was. Billions of particles, billions upon trillions. And that damn 3-eye atlas didn't hit not one of them. It went through the asteroid belt and didn't hit nothing. This is the equivalent of shooting a 3-pointer from outer space and making it. That's how this thing is traveling. It's traveling, guys, it's traveling perfect through our ecliptic plane. Perfect. It must be on a mission for something, for sure. But I'm like, that's why they say you learn something new every day, right? And you learn something new every day. We don't know everything. I promise you, I'm not lying to you. I didn't know the sun can do that. I didn't know that. I know it shoots solar flares. That I knew. But I didn't know that it reacts to stuff. Like that thing, the sun was really reacting to 3-eye atlas. It was shooting all kind of solar flares at it. How do we know it's not communicating with it? Or not giving it extra juice that it needs? Oh, and also the coma. I didn't know this. The coma around the comet, the plasma, it's alive. It shares consciousness with us. The consciousness that we share is plasma shared. It's the same thing. So that means the sun is alive. That's what that means. And also, our Milky Way galaxy is traveling. It's not in the same spot it was when you were born. This shit is traveling, and it's traveling fast. So so we're going around the sun like this, but everything, look, it's just traveling. Look, it's right here and it's going. That's how it's working. It's crazy. It's marvelous, man. And I'm like, damn, what happens? This universe ends or something. But it's gonna collide with Andromeda within a billion years or something like that. It's eventually gonna be on a crash course with Andromeda galaxy. It's gonna hit it. It's gonna collide. And at that point, we ain't gonna be here, obviously, but it's billions of years from now. So that stuff is fascinating to me, man. Like Neil deGrasse Tyson made stuff cool. Like the way he explains it, he made it cool to study it. Because he explains it in layman's terms for you to understand it. He said, "Oh yeah," he said the universe. He said the galaxy. He said the Milky Way is traveling right now. It's traveling fast. Oh, and it's gonna collide with Andromeda. He started laughing. Oh yeah, isn't that cool? It's gonna collide with it. And then they're trying to figure out if we're already in a black hole. What if we're in one already? I don't know. But I know one is in our galaxy. But it's so far away that we're not going to be affected by it. It's so far away. You got to be really close to a black hole to get sucked into it anyway. It's not just going to suck us into it. But damn, I'm just scratching the surface on this stuff. I don't know anything about astrophysics and astrology. I'm just cracking the surface with that 101 knowledge. But then you got certain people, they study certain things. They just study planetary systems. Then you got some people that study galaxies. You got some people that just study asteroids, astrophysicists. You got some people that just study whatever. Yeah, it's also in your belly too. That galaxy, because we're made up of that stuff. We're like space travelers. That's what we are. We're on a spaceship right now called Earth, beefing with each other. Meanwhile, that's like us on a plane. We're on a plane traveling and we're beefing with each other on the plane. It's like a ghetto ass plane. It's like Spirit Airlines. The Earth is like Spirit Airlines. We're beefing on this planet while we're traveling, not knowing what the hell's going on. It's craziness. Yeah, our galaxy is eventually going to collide with Andromeda. And we can't stop it. No, we cannot. This shit is traveling right now. And we just sitting here chilling, whatever. It's this beauty of life, man. But you will just find if you start researching that stuff. Some people know that stuff already because some people didn't fall asleep in class. And then some people, they just weren't taught it. So you had to learn on your own. A friend of mine, he said, "Oh, I knew this already. I knew that certain things and this and that." And I'm like, "Okay, I didn't know. I might have fell asleep that day." Damn, you say you have studied the universe in multiple ways, my brother. You know about the Dogon tribe. Oh, okay. See, I knew somebody was coming. See, now you about to get esoteric. You always gonna have somebody, you're gonna get esoteric on us now. I know about the Dogons. And they're still here. They're still on the planet. You have a Dogon tribe in Africa. They're still here. Some of them left though, but some are still here. And I know nobody in Africa mess with them. I can tell you that much. I don't care how much wars the continent has, right, with other countries. They don't mess with them. They're on a land by themselves, right? Chilling around everybody. There's everybody around them. Nobody mess with them, yo. Go look. Go look. Go look. Nobody talks about them. Oh, that's cute. She's pulling a kid in a little car. He has like a little car. It's like a Mercedes. That's like his stroller. His stroller is like a Mercedes. Yeah, so it's all this stuff and technology is happening around them. Just imagine them like just chilling all on their own. Nobody bothers them. They'll go to them for help though. People go to them for healing, and they go to them for help. But they don't. They don't say you got to get out of here. They don't say that. They just build around them. They're still here. Just like them people in North Sentinel Island. They not messing with them either. They don't mess with them. They don't allow you to come on that island. They don't. They don't. I'm a little worried about them though. I don't know if they're surviving because one guy, he just recently went on that island a couple of year ago. Not the one that died. There was one guy went on the island, nothing happened to him. They didn't even come out. So I'm a little worried though. Are they still there? Because they didn't come out this time. And he left beer for him and everything, but the Indian government locked his ass up. He's still locked up, by the way, for doing that. But they didn't come out this time, so I don't know how many people are left there in North Sentinel Island. It's in the Bay of Bengal off the coast of India. And they're autonomous. The Indian government said they're autonomous. We can't bother them. But I don't know. They didn't come out this time and do harm to him. So I don't know. Maybe he was on another side of the island though. He was way on another side of the island that people usually don't go to. But the other side of the island, that's when they usually come out, but they didn't come out this time. So maybe they weren't on that part of the island. That island is the size of Manhattan, by the way. So I don't know if they're still there. Or maybe it's not that many of them left. Yeah, it's called the North Sentinelese. North Sentinel Island. Take care. Yeah, I know about the Dogons. I know nobody bothers them. They chilling. And nobody say nothing to them. They just let them be. If they got some type of power or something they be messing people up on, and then people just stop messing with them. They just like, some people in this world, you just leave alone. You just don't mess with them. There's certain people, man, you just leave them to themselves. Like, you don't bother them. Like, you don't want to piss them off. I remember this football player was saying it. He said, there's certain people on your team that you just don't bother. He said they're crazy, and you just let them go about their business, but they help you win ball games, though. He said they're dangerous, and you just don't bother them. You don't want to piss them off. That's how, what's his name from the Dallas Cowboys were. I forget his name. He's on the offensive line. I forget his name right now. You just didn't bother him. He could damn near bench 600 pounds or whatever it was. You just don't bother that guy. And he was fast too. He was like one of the fastest linemen in history. He played for the Dallas Cowboys. Forget his name right now. But those people, the Dogons, that's somebody you don't bother. You just don't bother them. And you don't bother the North Sentinelese and also they don't even know what language they speak. We can't understand them. They have not been touched by humans. one time, this was funny. So people didn't realize like what they were about. So they used to come back to the island and mess with them, and they'll throw spears at them, right? So then they started inching their boat closer, thinking that they didn't have boats. Man, them people came out with their boats, man, and was coming after these people. And them people hauled ass. They almost died. They hauled ass and got out of there. They didn't realize that people had boats. They took them canoes out and chased them people. They said, "Oh, you don't think we can get to you? Hold on. Let's go get these canoes, man. Let's go get these canoes." That's real life Gilligan's Island right there. That's Gilligan's Island off the rip. That's good. And nobody know how they got there. So figure that one out. They've been there so long, they considered Paleolithic people. No, that he played for the Cowboys. He was an offensive lineman. His name, not him. He played back in the day. His name, I forget his name right now, but he was feared. And not only that, he can catch you. He ran a 4.85. He ran a 4.80 in the combine. And he's like 350 pounds. Just imagine a person that's 350 pounds and can fucking catch you. That's crazy. He was one of the most feared linemen ever. Feared offensive linemen ever. Not Leon Lett, the other one. It's not Leon Lett. He played with Leon Lett, though. It's not him, though. No, it's not DeMar. He was an offensive lineman. It's not DeMarcus Ware. He was an offensive lineman. I forget his name right now. What is his name? Hold up, I'm gonna tell you. Hold on. It didn't take me long. Larry Allen. His name. Oh shoot, hold on. Damn. Hold on, bro. Hold on. Let's see if I can beat time. Hold on. Yeah, I did. I beat time. My battery was running out. It still might go, though, because I'm on live. Now, what did you say? Hold on a second. Hold on. Let me go back. I'm getting tired of these men. He said, "Oh my God, you gained so much weight." And I got a baggy hoodie on. Yeah, it looked like I'm 800 pounds with this hoodie on. Look how baggy it is. Look how baggy it is. I want to look big. That's right. I want to look big, but I can catch your ass though. I bet you I can, and put you in a damn, what you call it? You know what I want to do to you? I would want to catch you and put you in a full Nelson. Okay? It's a baggy Nike hoodie. You see how baggy it is? Look. Look how baggy. Yeah. But I have it like, it's puffed up a little bit. You know, it makes me look huge. You damn right. Look how huge I look. I know I do look huge. Look at me. This shit make me look huge. You know what I'm saying? Make me look big. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm not that big. But it's making me, it's giving me like big man vibes. You see what I'm saying? Like I'm offensive lineman. It's giving me offensive lineman vibes. Like, don't bother me. Looking like Big Jane and shit. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not tall as Big Jane. You know, it give me the bodyguard vibes. Like my arms is huge, but it's not. It's just my thing is mad baggy. But I did it like that. I did it like, you know what I'm saying? When I went live, like, damn, dude, it's like you can't even see his shoulders. Yeah, this is this sewn in? Yeah, it's sewn in. It's sewn in. I got it from the Nike store in Virginia. But it's giving me like big man vibes. You know what I'm saying? You know what this is giving me? When I take a young lady out to eat, a young lady friend out to eat, right? I'm like, yeah, get what you want. You know how she just say like, oh, I'm gonna get this and that, and I start ordering a bunch of shit. It's just for me. You know what I'm saying? Like I got a He-Man meal. You know, I represent the big back club. You feel me? I got a big back. Oh man, I remember Liz. Ryan, you know Liz, right? You know Liz is funny as fuck. I went to go see Liz. You know, you never know what's gonna come out of Liz's mouth. She's like, she tell it how it is. She said, "Damn, you got a big butt." I said, "What?" She said, "You got a big back." She said, "You guys." I said, "I got a what, Liz?" She said, "You got a big back." I said, "Liz, I represent the big back club. I got a big back." She said, "You're not skinny." I said, "I'm not. I am, let me tell you something. I'm one of those fat boys that could dress. You ever see one of them fat boys like you grew up with that would just always could dress? Like got the latest like shoes on and stuff, just could dress. That's me. I got a big back. So that's what this giving here. This is a big back hoodie. This is a big back. And then you know you put the hoodie on. You see how baggy it is? You see, like the hoodie is like this hood. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. This hoodie doesn't fit me, but it make me look bigger. You know when you walk in, you just want to look diesel. So that's why I got it. Liz is all right. She doing all right. But Liz is funny as hell. She said, "Mac, you got a big back." I said, "Liz, shut up." I said, "I know I got a big back." She said, "You look like you could eat a lot." And let me tell you what, her mom, I went to Liz's house. I don't know if it's because of my size. I don't know why. She fixed me a big ass plate. You see what I'm saying? She fixed me a man plate. The plate, it was piled up and I ate all of it. I sure did. She said, "He's like football player. He's big. He's like football player," meaning that I'm fat. I said, "I'm fat." She said, "No, no, you're not fat, but you're like a big man. You're a big man." She probably listening right now and laughing. She probably listening right now. She be having me on the background while she doing stuff. Yeah, that Mexican food was good. Yes, it was. She said, do you like my food?" You said, I am broke, man. I still got, you said I'm broke. I still got 25 lighters on my dresser. You wait a minute, that don't make sense. You said, "I am broke, man. I still got 25 lighters on my dresser." What does that mean? That if you don't look like you broke, you got 25 lighters. Why are you buying all them lighters? You got some money to buy all them lighters. But yeah, that Mexican food was good, and I ate all of it. And she was happy that I ate it because I like her food. You know, when you go to, old school person house, You got to sit up there and eat. You got to eat. Now, if I had said, no, I'm good, that'd have been disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? So I had to eat. And she said, Mom, he likes your food. Damn right. I was quiet the whole time. She said, you want something? Mm-hmm. I'm like, I want that too. I'm like, I sure do. Ate all that food. You said, haha, I am neither rich nor poor. You said, but you just said you were broke and got 25 lighters. That's a you must be what do they call that? You must be what do they call that when you do the same thing over and over again? What is that what is that disorder? You must be what do you call that? Yeah, you must be you must have OCD. You got 25 lighters on your dresser. You probably got them all stacked up perfectly, don't you? Yeah, you got OCD, bro. You got OCD. I had an ex-girlfriend like that. Yo, everything had to be a certain way in the refrigerator. Everything. The juice had to be on the left side. I'm like, why the left side? Because that's where I want the juice. I want it just like that. She's like, just like that. And then when I go in the refrigerator, I'll move the juice and she'll just be chilling. She'll look, boom, move the juice back. You said, I'm not being fully serious. I know you just chilling, just joking. But somebody do got 25 lighters on their dresser because they got OCD. And she used to fold her blankets a certain way. She had to fold the towels a certain way. And the way she folded them, it was like you at the hotel or something. They folded that perfectly. The bed had to be made up a certain way. No, she know I go in the fridge. She was like, you put the juice on the left side. And she put it right back. She do it without even thinking about it. She just put the juice back, like the way it's supposed to be. But I did it just so that she'll move it back. I think it was funny. Her daughter used to think it was funny too. Oh, and one time I went in her daughter's room. I said, oh shit. They was like, what? Your daughter's OCD. She said, no, I'm not. I said, why are your teddy bears lined up like that? She said, because they're in their rightful place. So one day I just moved them and put them all like scattered everywhere. She almost started crying. So then I felt bad about it. I'm like, damn. She said, why are you messing with her like that? She said she has her everywhere it's supposed to be. I said, y'all OCD, man. And you got her OCD. Now she like you. The damn teddy bear, they had to be a certain way, yo. And I knocked them on the floor. Knocked them on the floor, yo. I was like, yo, the dog did it. She's like, no, you did it. And then she started crying. I'm like, yo, stop crying. It's not that deep. And she said, see, you upset at her. Now she's crying. And I had to go, and she made me pick up the teddy bears, dog, and put them back, yo. She made me pick up the teddy bear. I had to put them back, yo. I'm like, all right, let me put these teddy bears back. No, Bart goes first because Bart's the oldest. You know the Bart Simpson thing? Bart was older, so Bart, she got him in age order. I'm like, how do I know which one is older? I don't know. She said, look on the tag on the back. On the tag, she had the year it was born. She wrote the year on there. I'm like, okay. So Bart go right here. Bart's the OG, so he's first. Okay, cool. And to this day, she still had them fucking stuffed animals, dog. And she a grown-ass woman, yo. She a grown-ass woman, still had these damn stuffed animals, yo. And they was like, well, why do the stuffed animals bother you that much? Why don't you leave her stuffed animals alone? They bother you. I like, she a grown-ass woman. She still got them? Yeah, she still have them. I said, yo, that's OCD, bro. She said, you're just a terrorizer. Like, leave the stuffed animals alone, man. They cost a lot of money. Some of them stuffed animals, you know, the Build-A-Bears and stuff, they did cost a lot of money. And I remember she had a dog. She had a dog named Bordeaux. And the dog used to drool a lot. So my ex used to have a towel hanging around. So when he started drooling, she'll wipe his mouth. I said, he a dog. He gonna drool. Like, why you keep wiping his snout? Like, let him drool. She's like, I don't want him drooling like this. Yeah, then she go get the towel and wipe his drool. I'm like, man, this is ridiculous. People got OCD, man. Let me leave people alone, bro. As she said, just leave people alone. Like, you didn't have to, like, mess with her. I had to. They were just, like, lined up perfectly. And she wasn't there. She wasn't there. She went at her friend's house. She came home and she like, what's my stuff? She started crying. I was like, yo. She was like, what did you do? I said, I knocked her bears off the thing. No, you said, how the hell you was chilling? Was that a woman still? I don't know what you're saying. This is when she was a kid. She's a woman now. She's a grown-ass woman. But when I was dating her mother, she was like 9 or 10 back then. She's grown now. She's out of college. That's how time flies. And they still remember that too. They's like, remember you knocked my stuff off the thing? Because you just wanted to knock it off. You just wanted to terrorize people. I'm like, man, stop. Yeah, he drooled. They that you said fix my brim. What are you talking about? What, my brim supposed to be straight? Like I'm looking crazy, like I'm retarded? No, I bend my joint, man. I don't wear my hat when it's all super straight, looking retarded. No, man, you bend your baseball caps. That's how I used to do when I was little. You bend, you break them in. You don't sit there and have it all straight. It's not bent crooked. It's bent the way I want it to be. It could be crooked. It don't matter. See, that's the point about things. Who cares if it's crooked? I don't care. I don't care if it's crooked. Why everything got to be perfect for you guys? Why? Why do everything got to be perfect? I'm not a perfect person, guys. Damn. And I'm with the big back crew. You see what I'm saying? You got to have a big back. He want me to have a straight brim, looking crazy. I look like a goofball. Well, if some people can pull it off, I can't pull it off. I can't pull a straight brim off. Yeah, that is OCD. And that's bothering him too, that my brim is crooked. It's bothering him. He's OCD. Bro, you are OCD, NYC. You OCD. I'm sorry to tell you that. Because his bent crooked is bothering him. I know it is. What that means, we just diagnosed you. You have OCD. Thank you, Sarah. Yeah, it's OCD, bro. But it's all good. We all got something we OCD about. Oh my God. We got another zesty one. He's zesty. He said between the eyes and the brim is throwing me off. You zesty. You know why you zesty? Because you talking about another man looks. You zesty. I'm sorry to tell you that. You zesty. Sorry. It's okay to be zesty, but I'm not your cup of tea. I'm sorry, sir. I'm not your cup of tea. Ryan, this is crazy. I'm not their cup of tea, and they mad about it. You said flights about to be crazy in the holidays. What you think I'm about to go? You damn right. And it's not only is it going to be crazy, bro, last time I made so much in one day, it was crazy. The passengers don't talk to them. Don't talk to them, especially tomorrow. No. On Thanksgiving, because I'm working Thanksgiving. Don't talk to them because they spinning an arm and a leg and they mad about it. I remember one time I dropped somebody. They were only going 5 miles. Why am I spending $100? Why am I spending? I'm like, she said, how much did you get out of this? Because I don't spend $185. This is ridiculous. I said, I don't know. It's crazy. We didn't get that. She said, you mean to tell me Lyft is charging this much and they're not giving it to you? Mm-mm. I did, like, and you know I'm lying on them. When I do, boy, they charge them an arm and a leg, bro. And here's the thing. Some people were stranded because they didn't want to spend the money. They were waiting for it to go down and never went down. It's always the day before Thanksgiving and the day after Thanksgiving, the day after that. I sleep at the airport. Damn right. I'll come back in the morning or something like that. I'll sleep up that bitch. Because that's how it be. People are stranded. And they got to spend $100 and some dollars. They only go 4 or 5 miles. I don't agree with it, but it's the holiday shuffle. I mean, though, they looking at me and then they get mad with me. But here's the thing. You got to realize people are not mad with you. Okay, just realize that. Let me just give y'all a little hustle real quick. Take my Uber, my Lyft thing. I have it in the description after I get off here. If you just want to make a few extra dollars, go to your local airport on Thanksgiving. You'll thank me later. Because there's not a lot of drivers, because some drivers don't be working. Except for the foreigners, because the foreigners don't celebrate Thanksgiving. They be up there cleaning up. And they know what they said to me. Why are you here? It's Thanksgiving. Shit. I mean, I'm out here with my hand out just like you are. I'm out here with my hand out. I want a handout. That's what I'm looking for. Bro, it was almost sad, though. This lady said, I've been waiting 5 hours and the price didn't go down. It's going up. I said, ma'am, you could take the subway. I could take you to the subway. I was offering them alternatives. I said, I'll take you to the subway. Because if I take her to the subway, I could get back that quicker, right? I said, look, how about this? I said, I'll take you to the subway. And, no, the train station. We didn't have a subway in Virginia. It was a train station. I'll take you to the train station, and then you can go from there. No, she's like, I'd rather for you to take me. They were charging a lot. That's how it is out here, I heard, too, on Thanksgiving. I don't know why people travel on Thanksgiving. You said, how the hell is Puff Daddy doing? Hold on a second. Let me see. No, that's not you. You said, look how you said, how the hell is Puff? I don't know how the Puff is chilling. Puff Daddy chilling. Yo, did you, yeah, Puff Daddy chilling, man. And they're recording him inside the prison. Yeah, so basically that's what's happening, guys. The Lyft, the surcharge coming out the airport, because there's hundreds of drivers up there, but around that time, there's so many travelers that it'll be no drivers because everybody out taking people places. This one guy, he told me he made $300 in one trip. And I said, well, how far did you go? He said, he went 40 miles. I said he went 40 miles. He went to Central Jersey. And then he came back and he said it was just like that, man. It was like people were mad, yo. But what happens is they were also blaming it got so bad they started blaming the Uber drivers that they were cutting their app off and running the price up, but that wasn't the case. He said, Puff Daddy. What the fuck are you talking about? He talking about Puffy. There's some trolls up in here. They trolling. They resting right now, but they trolling. We talking about whatever, so it's all good. You said you look a bit like P. Diddy. Let me cut my camera off. Y'all don't. I'm going dark. I'm gonna cut this camera off. Now I look like P. Diddy for you now. Hold on 1 second, guys. Guys, they said I look like P. Diddy. He said you look a little bit like P. Diddy. Yeah, I'm about to have a freak off. Damn, I missed something. Yeah, I'm about to have a full-fledged getting ready for a freak off. Y'all people crazy, bro. I just tell you. People crazy, bro. That's how they do me. Every day. Every day is something different. P. Diddy. Oh my God. Y'all, I think y'all, you know what it is? Y'all running out of stuff to say. Y'all don't call me P. Diddy. That's a new one. I ain't never had nobody call me P. Diddy. Y'all crazy, bro. Y'all just trying to, I think y'all, like, y'all don't ran out of stuff, man. Oh, shoot. Yeah, y'all don't ran out of stuff. Y'all, yeah, challenge accepted, bro. Like, come up with something different. My eyes are already far apart. Y'all got to come up with something different, man. Like, it's for real. You got to come up with something different. Like, seriously, man. You got to have a challenge. Come up with something different, man. You got to come up with something that really stopped me in my tracks. Like, somebody said, I forget, Ryan, what somebody said to me one day that really stopped me in my tracks. I started laughing. I forget what it was. You said, hell nah, nowhere near to look. No, let me see. Don't know what this video. You said, I don't know why this video turned off. Because people off the hook. That's why. Y'all got to come up with something different, though. You got to come up with something that's going to stop me in my tracks. You already said my eyes far apart. I told you my peripheral vision is out of this world, yo. Even my doctor said it. He said, yo, your peripheral vision is like next level. I could have easily been pro at something. I should have kept playing football, yo. I could have caught the ball without even looking at it. I would have been next level with it. But one thing I noticed with y'all, nobody put their picture up so I can roast you back. Nobody does. Do you have a male or female doctor? Both. They husband and wife. Husband and wife practice. Yeah, I already talked about the senior citizens already. That was Akademiks calling them that. He said they're senior citizens because they acting like teenagers the way they dress. That's what he said. He said they like trying to be YNs. And I said that we came up with these styles. You know, wearing the Jordans and all. I got Jordans on now. I sure do. I got them on right now. And we came up with this style. You know, rocking the fitted hats, the Yankee hats, all that. So we came up with all of that. But they're doing it. They think we trying to look young doing it. But that's all I know how to dress. I ain't dressing no other kind of way. If them jeans ain't Levi's, 501s, I ain't wearing them. Or I like the polo jeans too. They fit good. The distressed polo jeans, I like those. I wear the distressed polo jeans. They got to be baggy for me. Not, not, you know, hugging my nuts. You know what I mean? I like what I like. I dress how I want to dress. So, okay, what about me having a male doctor, yo? What about it? You said we were trying to figure out what he likes more, male or female. I know you ain't playing with me, yo. I know you. Yo, will you leave me alone, bro? So what are you trying to figure out for it? Why are you trying to figure? You trying to date me or something, bro? Pause. Why are you worried about if I like? What are you worried about? What is wrong with these people, Cyrus? They ain't got nothing else better to do but sit up here and try to roast me. It ain't working because it don't bother me. And it's only guys doing it. You know, it's only guys, man. That's my homegirl said. She was like, why all these guys talking about you? I'm like, that's what they do, man. That's what they do. They gonna talk about me. Make your little jokes. Do what you gotta do. 80% might be women. You don't know. No, they men. Women don't do it. They men. I'm dead ass. They men that's doing that. I get none but compliments from the ladies. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I even had one of my homegirls say she liked to listen to me because I sound good. And she said that to her man sitting right there. I said, don't do that. I said, don't do that. And he's sitting up there hating on me because she said that. I said, don't say that, baby. Don't say that. You got to say that when he ain't around. Don't say that now. Because I'm everybody's boyfriend. On the low. Damn right. Because you know why? Because I have a really good sense of humor. And I'm a nice guy. And I know I have conversation that y'all ain't got no conversation. It ain't my fault. It ain't my fault. They be calling me late night. Just want me to talk. It ain't my fault now. It ain't my fault. It ain't my fault. And I'm sorry you want me to cut the camera back on. But I ain't cutting the camera back on. You learn a lot from Professor Griff from Run DMC. Now see, Professor Griff from Run DMC, you mean he's not from Run DMC, okay? Fight the power. Fight the power. He said Run DMC. I give up now. I'm not reading your message out loud. That now that you said it, I refuse to read it now. And no, Professor Griff is not from Run DMC. The hell? And I'm not telling you where he came from either, because you should know that. You might be young. You telling your age. You young. Talking about Run DMC. I'm not learning you nothing. You should know that. You got a phone, figure it out. Run DMC. What I'm supposed to sit up here and tell you? You the one said Run DMC. You should have said Public Enemy. But you said Run DMC. And you sitting up here trying, 35, you too young. 35. Actually, 35, you should know better. Run DMC. You should know better. Run DMC. That's offensive. You offended me. That's that. Now I'm offended. Now you offended me now. I am highly offended that you said that. I'm highly offended. I'm not cutting the camera back on either because I'm offended. Straight up. You just offended me. What's the average age of my viewers? 35 and up. My viewers are older. I have an older crowd. You said, by the way, I'm a virgin and 33 years old. That's why you sitting up in here roasting me. That's why. That's why you sitting up here roasting me. It's your business, though. It's all good. It's all good. The robot's about to come out. You can buy you a robot. They about to come out. People about to come up then get them robots. What's up? What's up? What's up? They sitting up here roasting me again, bro. That's all they do. I challenge them though. They got to come up with something different. They got to come up with something different. The eyes far apart ain't working. They got to come up with something different, man. Yo, they got me one day, yo, talking about you look like what's his name from Star Wars. I said, who? Like, what, Han Solo? They said Jar Jar Binks, man. Man, I got so damn offended. I said Jar Jar Binks. The fuck I like Jar Jar Binks for? They started laughing. I was like, man, F you, man. Jar Jar Binks. Man, I was mad, yo. I was like, Jar Jar Binks. I said, that's what you came up with, Jar Jar Binks? Yeah, Jar Jar Binks is your eyes. Far apart. I said, oh my God. He sat up there and said, I look like Jar Jar Binks. Man, I was mad. Yo, I was mad, yo. I was mad, yo. I almost ended the live. I was that mad, yo. They got me. I said, he got me this time. I said, Jar Jar Binks? That's what you... I said, I thought he talking about Han Solo or something. No, you don't look like Han Solo. You don't look like Han Solo. You sound like Darth Vader, but you look like Jar Jar Binks. I was mad as fuck. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I was mad, yo. My homegirl said, why are you letting them get to you like that? He said, I look like Jar Jar Binks, man. She said, yeah, but you know you don't look like Jar Jar Binks. Man, I was mad, yo. My mother started laughing because she heard it. She said, oh, they got you on that one. He said Jar Jar Binks. Dude, the camera was already on. You know what I look like. And I challenge you to come up with something different. Sitting up here saying Jar Jar Binks, man. Y'all, man, it's supposed to be the holidays. Let me relax on the holidays, man. Stop trying to hurt my feelings. Jar Jar Binks. Yeah, he said that, man. I was through. I actually started laughing. I said, I can't believe this. The camera is on, but you just can't see me. The camera's on, man. The camera's on. Oh, they got me one time. They said, what did he say? He said, I bet you can smell every ingredient somebody's cooking. I said, why you say that? He said, you got old Olmec nose. Bro, I almost dropped the phone. I almost dropped the phone when he said that. He said I had an Olmec nose, yo. He said, yo, big Olmec nose looking ass. Bro, I told you when he said that, I think I might have cut the camera off on that one. Yeah. Ryan, he said Olmec nose, man. He said, yo, he said, you are African. He said, you one of the Olmecs. I said, why you say that? He said, yo, you got an Olmec nose. He said, I bet you can smell every ingredient. He said, oh, big hound dog nose looking ass. Man, he said that, bro, I got quiet because I couldn't come back. I was like, damn, bro. He said, how you light? He said, how you got a light complexion with a Olmec nose? I said, damn, bro. I was done, yo. I was through. Ryan, I was through. I started laughing. Now, you know what's bad when I thought it was funny. I said, oh my God. That dude can roast, though. He could. You know, I come from the old school where, you know, just imagine. I've always had this Babe Ruth looking nose, right? And just imagine, as a kid, you had to learn how to roast back. I had to roast back. I had to learn. You know how back in the day the kids have you in the circle, and then one person they all start roasting you. You had to come back. You had to come back. I remember one time. This was in 8th grade. That's how I remember this. We were roasting, and then you know how you roast somebody, and the person get mad because it's true, and they want to fight. He was roasting me. He said, "Yo, big nose, and this and that, and you the Kool-Aid." He said, "You the milkman son," and all this shit. Like he was getting me bad too. And I said, "That's why your mother looked like Bookman, but she got a wig, bro." Everybody just fell out, started laughing because she do look like Bookman. She do. You remember Bookman? She looked just like Bookman, yo, but with a wig. And then it was almost ready to get the fighting over that. See, when you start talking about people mothers back in that was serious. But that's how we did each other. You know, back then it was a different time. You know, kids were mean to each other. And guess what? It don't change when you get older. There's people, man. They just, the trolls. The trolls is unfortunately, it's a part of the show. Believe it or not, people just like they try to get a rise out of me because they know I read the comments. And then they know I stopped the show, and then they like, bro, why don't you just ignore them? I'm like, yo, man, if I see the comment, I'm gonna say something. It's just, people need a laugh. It's stressful enough out here. You need a laugh. So we take time for, the laughter and stuff. You gotta laugh. You gotta have something to laugh at. Happy belated birthday, T Breeze. Happy belated birthday. T Breeze, my camera off right now. They were getting unruly. They getting unruly, man. They getting unruly with it now. It's what it is. The trolls like me. Ain't nothing I can do about it. But you notice it ain't a lot of trolls. And if I put Trump in the title, the trolls coming. I think I'm going to do that later. Then I go back live, I'm going to put Trump in the title. As soon as I put Trump in the title, it's over with. I'm going to put MAGA Trump in the title. To put the, bring the MAGA people out. But happy birthday to you. As Nature Boy would say, happy solar return. That's what Nature Boy say. Shout out to Nature Boy. He's like, happy solar return. I like that, happy solar return. I started using that, happy solar return. I love myself. I love myself, Shout out to Nature Boy. I know, Ryan, I had to put, sometime I got to put the subs only on because they be getting me, man. They like, man, you talking about Trump? Trump is a troll, too. He be trolling. He told that lady recently, he said, you got a bad attitude. That's what he told her. He said, you have a bad attitude. He told the lady, he was like, I don't like your attitude. Oh. He said, I don't like your attitude. Pyramid. Hold on one second. I'll be right back. Pyramid. I love myself. That's what Nature Boy be saying. Well, guys, my time has ended. I will be back in a second. I'm going to have Trump in the title. So look out for that, yo, because when I get Trump in the title, it's about to go down. It's about to go down when I put Trump in the title. The troll's going to come out. I'm going to have the camera on, too. The troll's going to come. So look out for that a little later. And I'm ready for them Trump checks. When he going to bring out the Trump check, man? Sometime next year, we're going to get a Trump check. The one thing about him, he like to grease people's pockets. That's a plus. Give us them dividend payments. I'm ready for that. Give us them dividend payments, and then everybody be good. I think they're going to do it every quarter. That's what I would like to see them do. Not just a one-time payment. Just a little something. If they give countries all this type of money, they need to give us some money. But I should have the camera rolling when I pick these people up at the airport because they're going to be mad, yo. I'm telling y'all right now, we're going to have some angry people at the airport. They shouldn't travel on Thanksgiving. Like, who does that? Like, traveling on Thanksgiving. And then stranded at the airport because they don't want to spend that money. I'm going to have the camera rolling because they're going to be mad, yo. Why am I spending this much? Why? I don't know. You need to talk to Lyft. That's what I tell them. You need to talk to them. I don't know what they doing. They not paying us nothing. That's what I say. They ain't paying us nothing. I spent $200 and I'm not even going that far. I don't know. I'm like, you need to talk to them. I don't know. Well, this is not on you. It's just Lyft. They're overcharging. I'm like, all right, well, you should have traveled 2 days ago. Shit, I'm gonna be at that airport. Son, I'm gonna be up there with my hand out. That's right. I'm up there panhandling. That's what I'm gonna be doing. Panhandling. And it never fails too, guys. They always get mad. See, they always let me roll up in here. It's not bad out today. But I'll be able to tell on the app if it's popping up there. Then I'll roll up there. But it never fails, man. They try to take it out on the drivers like we're robbing them or something. I'm only going 8 miles. I'm like, yeah, I know, but you're gonna have to take that up with Lyft, man. I ain't got nothing to do with it. Oh man. But I'll catch you guys later. But look out for that live because you know they coming. I'll catch y'all later.